My good buddy Weldon joins the show tonight. We're here at the BS3 network, here at we'll call it the Lone Star Barn Burner HQ, ready to talk some hockey. Alright? Now hit the music.
Dallas Stars! Dallas Stars! Dallas Stars! Dallas Stars!
What's up?
Hey, dang, that was quick. What's up with you?
Not much. Oh,
Same here.
actually, I had to log out and then log back in again because there was an error. So,
Oh, well,
I don't
that's
know.
not good.
I don't know what that was, but I'm here now. So,
Sweet. Ready
so
for
how's
hockey?
your week going?
Shoot, dude. I'm having withdrawals from the last hockey game already.
I wouldn't say I'm having withdrawals from that last game.
I need more hockey. Well, yeah, you're right. But still, I need more hockey.
Yeah.
And I'm not watching anything but green.
Oh, well, I was going to say you could have watched two red teams today from Sweden, I think it was.
Hard pass.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like it was a good game. So we'll see what I haven't checked the score to see who actually won the game, but
I didn't even know there was anybody playing.
yeah, they started that world tour thing today where the Red Wings and Senators were over in I think it was Sweden, I want to say. And
That's crazy.
it looks like the Senators won in overtime, 5-4.
I'm sorry, overtime?
Overtime.
I thought Detroit was supposed to be bad.
I guess not.
Yeah, it's news to me. Okay.
Well, I mean, considering that Mr. DeBrinket's already got 10 goals this year, 15 points, he's helping them out quite a bit.
Yeah, they're 8-5-3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean they're not bad.
They're moving up in the world. Hey.
Oh no. I'm checking scores as we speak right now. And the Vegas Golden Knights are losing to the Montreal Canadiens 2-0.
Hey, that helps the Stars.
It sure does.
Whoa, to the Canadians, the 7-7-2 Canadians.
Yeah.
And they're 12-3-1. Vegas.
Actually, Vegas is not in the number one spot anymore. They're actually tied with Vancouver.
Oh yeah, I see. And them boys in Victory Green are like 2 points behind.
Yep,
them.
2 points behind.
Whoa. Wow, look at that. If you could have beaten Vegas, man, they'd be on top, I bet.
Yep.
little bit of a stretch, but maybe.
Well, I mean, it's not like that Vegas game was, Vegas didn't come in there and just blow us out of the water, you know.
No,
So,
I was expecting a little bit more of a harder game, though. Or a hard nosed game, I guess.
uh,
And
I, I think they'll get to it.
I'm hoping they got Colorado next, right? Yeah.
Yep. Colorado's on Sunday or Saturday. So,
What are they at? They are. Oh, they're right under the Stars in the standings.
yeah. Yeah, they're what, 6 to 8 points back?
10-5-0. They are all of 3 points back.
Oh, three. Okay, so they've won 2 games since I looked last at the standings because we were 6 points ahead of them. So, but they've.
Yeesh. That's crazy how fast that disappears.
Yep, that it is. So
Whoa. This this division race in the Central is like
it's
I
it's gonna be a dogfight all year. I mean, you know, I think Colorado had lost 2 or 3 in a row, and then um, yeah, they lost 2 in a row to St. Louis and Seattle. Then they beat New Jersey, and then lost to Vegas, and then now um, they beat St. Louis. So
the fourth place Blues in the Central.
yeah,
8-5-1. They're not doing that bad. Wow.
yeah, it's going to be a dogfight. I think all year. I mean, unless the Stars can stay hot and something happens to another goalie or you know something. So
Yeah, it seems like the Stars are trending in the right direction again.
mhm.
About like last year.
Well, and you've got certain players that are now starting to get hot. You've got Duchesne getting hot. You've got Marchment getting hot. So you've got 3 lines that can score, and
Hey,
that's what Neil wants.
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So, but yeah, so yes, that game the other night was a little nerve wracking. So
Yeah, I told K-Fitz, my friend that always comes on here, and I told him, I was like, man, I don't know if I can stay up for this game. My body was just not having it. I was in pain, just
yeah,
wasn't feeling good, and like, okay, I gotta go. And then all of a sudden, I see overtime. Oh, the Stars won. I'm going, oh crap. And I ended up watching the last little bit of the game.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, if anybody from the Stars should happen to catch this show, thank you.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's you know that game was just crazy. I mean, because I don't think the Coyotes are too far away from being a really solid team because they have got some tremendous young talent. You know, so and
7-6-2 right now.
yeah, and I mean they've stockpiled so many draft picks and everything, and now it's finally starting to pay off for them. So
They just need a barn.
yeah, they need a city to play in, someone to love them.
Yeah, isn't
So,
that a song?
yeah, maybe you can find a sound bite in there and work that in, because I'm not singing it for you.
I'm not. No, 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 no. There's a time and place, and I'm gonna try and keep this as serious as possible.
But but yeah, so I mean, I don't think they're too far off of being a really really good team. I think they've taken some teams by surprise this year, I think. And that's how they beat, you know, some of the better teams in the Central and everything. So,
Shoot, they took me by surprise. I was not expecting an overtime game.
no.
I kind of went in there. I'm like, okay, this should be a one and done, like easy 2 points.
Yeah.
They got this. Oh no, they went into overtime, and That kind of had me thinking as I was trying to go back to sleep. I was like, is this going to be another start of an overtime streak? Am I overanalyzing because I'm a curious kind of guy?
Well,
I don't know.
they've played well in the overtimes that they you know that they've done.
Yeah.
So
I just hope that the next 15 games don't go to overtime, though. That would, ooh, ugh.
well, I mean now because you think now, okay, you've got Rope, Robo, Pavs, that you can rotate in and out for your 3-on-3.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've got Tyler and Duchesne working very well together, as a pair. So, now you've got two lines that you can roll.
True.
So, and two guys that can score, because they basically paid each other back for setup goals that, they did for each other throughout the game.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think Duchesne he's going to make a contest to possibly get re-signed if the Stars can somehow you know manage the money and everything. And I'm hoping since he's made this statement before, it's not about the money. I want to win the cup. That he will give kind of Joe Pavelski deals. At not you know, asking for so much that we can't bring up, other young talent, into the Stars to get their feet wet. So,
That'd be nice. I mean, he brings a whole different dynamic than what I realized he would bring.
yeah, yeah, he has really surprised me this year because I haven't really watched him since he played with Colorado, and that's been, oh my God, 5 years, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I watched him play quite a bit then, just because he was a high draft pick, and I always liked him, because I'd heard about him through, minors that he was playing in. So, I was excited to watch him, and he was an incredible player. He just, unfortunately, he wasn't patient enough in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Then you got a kid like Wyatt Johnston that's around him
mhm.
too, along with Pavelski. Man, ooh,
Yeah,
I would love to be under that learning tree if I was a young guy. Like, you got Duchesne, Pavelski, Jamie Benn, Sagan. That's a good team.
yeah,
Good team to grow up around. Holy cow.
yeah. And I mean, Wyatt seems to be just soaking everything in,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm really hoping to get to go, and some of the practices might not be too packed next week, and just kind of watch and see what they're working on and everything.
Oh,
So
I'm gonna have to hit you up and see what they're doing because
yeah,
I'd like to know too.
yeah, I'll definitely let you know if I get to go. Hopefully they don't practice down at the American Bank Center or American Airlines Center. I'm thinking the Corpus. Um, so, but I'm sure the Mavericks probably have some games in next week, before Thanksgiving. So
Yeah,
I'm sure that they'll be practicing up in Frisco.
yeah,
So
makes a lot of sense.
yeah, but but yeah, that was quite the exciting game the other night. Yeah,
I'm worried though. I really am because number one, I didn't see the Arizona Coyotes, excuse me, coming at them like that. Forcing overtime, whatever. You know, you got some positive momentum off of that. You won in overtime. You get 3 days off. What's going to happen now? You
well,
know,
hopefully they rested.
Yeah, but can they carry that momentum though?
I think they can. I mean, even after the Vegas game, and what they lost in overtime to Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and then they get beat by Vancouver, shut out in Vancouver.
Yep.
It didn't seem like it bothered them. The very next game, they came out and they had the same kind of jump. You know,
Yeah.
now some of their first periods have been flat. And then it seems like they get the, oh shit, it's time to go to work. So you know,
If only we could all approach a job like that.
yeah,
Oh wait, I should probably do my job. Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know, and it didn't seem like anything is rattling them this year so far.
So far.
They've played well against almost everybody. You know, so
Yeah, that's
because
true. And
even Boston, I mean, they didn't play bad against Boston. They had some mistakes, um, that cost them a little bit. The Columbus game, they had a bunch of mistakes, but somehow managed to, overcome them and still win the game. So,
yeah, they're learning then. That's
you know,
good. I mean, but you can't make many, if any, at all against Colorado. Colorado is Colorado. Yikes.
yeah. Yeah, Colorado is going to be playing like the second version of the Dallas Stars.
I read that on Facebook, I think it was.
Yeah,
Somebody
considering
said,
that you've got Riley Tufte playing there, Frederick Olson, Kiviranta, Cogliano, uh, Valnichushkin. Yeah, it's like, can y'all go get any of your own players?
geez, that's like two whole lines right there. Forward
Almost.
lines, anyway. Holy moly.
So,
And they're succeeding in Colorado, too, from what it looks like. Well, I
somewhat,
mean, say again?
somewhat in Colorado.
Somewhat?
No, you said there's something. I didn't understand what you said.
Oh, I said they look like they're succeeding somewhat in
Oh,
Colorado.
yeah.
It looks like to me, it looks like they're doing better there than they were here.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well,
So
I mean,
that's,
when you move players up, you know, and you put them in a more free. I mean, I think I would have loved to have seen Kiviranta come back.
yeah.
Um, Still, I was never sold on Riley Tufte. Everybody said, "Oh, he should be here. He should stay." He had his chances, you know, and he never, when he came up, he never grabbed that time and really did anything with it. I mean, I think he scored one goal here, and he was here, 10 plus games. So,
The man was just kind of taking up space, really.
yeah, not saying that he's a bad player or anything. I just,
No.
because he did great down in Cedar Park. So,
Yeah, but there's something about it though, because how are you going to do great down in Cedar Park, the AHL, and just kind of exist in the NHL? Like, it can't be too far difference in coaching systems, can it?
I I don't think so. I don't think, Colorado's coaching system is that much different than ours.
Doesn't seem like it.
They're both pretty open for the offense. I mean, they're definitely not a defense style or defense first because Makar has got so much upside offense to him. You know, so but
That Makar is the only one I'm honestly afraid of in that team. Like afraid by afraid, I mean, I hide my head every time he comes on the ice.
yeah, he
So
he's flashy, but you pop him a few times, and he backs off.
you don't have anybody on the Stars that's willing to pop him like a Jamie Benn. Well, okay, there's Jamie. But Jamie's the only one that couldn't he? Or would there be anybody else?
Oh, I think Foxa can lay some wood on him, because I mean he hasn't been that dynamic when he's played the Stars.
True.
It's kind of like when McDavid comes to town or Dreisaitl's, and the whole Oilers system is here. You notice that we've kind of kept those guys quiet,
Mm-hmm.
over the last few years,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, you know, granted, now Miro's not going to play head to head with Makar, but um, he hasn't been as flashy and free running up and down the ice as he has been on other teams. So
Yeah.
I know he has I think he's got a few goals against Dallas, but not a ton.
Right.
So
Well, who do you see as the biggest threat for Colorado against the Stars?
it's always got to be McKinnon,
McKinnon?
and probably Rantanen. So
Oh, Rantanen.
I think
Oh,
that's their two leading guys right now. So
nothing unusual about that. They usually are.
no,
So if you can shut down any one of those three, you might be good.
yeah. I mean, McKinnon's in the top 20 in points right now. He's got 20 points. So,
Holy moly.
well, Elias Pettersson is number 1, and Jack Hughes is number 2, and JT
Hughes.
Miller. So, Pettersson, Hughes, and Miller, I'm pretty sure they're probably all, the two of them are on the same line or tied for first place with 26 points. Now we know that's not going to hold up all year, but so
I mean, it could. You might see him at the top, near the top.
and Jake is already, slowly, slowly working into, he's number 9 in goals against. He's tied for second in wins with 8 wins. So, and of course, Gorgiev, who we're going to play Saturday night, is leading the league with 9 wins. So, you know,
I'd be curious to see if that's who they start.
never know. So Jake's top 10 in everything. So, he's starting his ascension for the Vesna. So maybe this will be his year.
Man, I'll believe it when I see it. There's always going to be somebody out there that writes off, I feel like, almost any one of the Stars. And the case I'm making for that is Miro in the Norris Trophy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on, man. And if, a guy like Miro is being snubbed for that, at least, in the opinion of somebody, there ain't no way that Robo, anybody like that, Ottinger, they're not going to get any love from them.
Well, I mean, you've already seen it with, the only reason why Bishop lost the Vesna to Vasilevsky was because of wins.
True.
All his 2 other stats that he had, he beat out Vasilevsky in everything but wins. So, if Jake gets up there and he's in, top three and wins all year, you know, who's to say that he can't get up there? Because he's being noticed. Listening to other, hockey shows and stuff like that, Ottinger is coming up a lot when they're talking about new, young, hot goaltenders. And Dallas is getting a lot of love, you know, from the hockey market now. Where Dallas never used to get talked about. Now they're talking about Robo. They're talking about Rope. They're talking about how, Joe Pavelski at 39 years old is still scoring. How can he do that? How can he maintain that? Blah blah blah. So
Well, I mean, Mike Modano played pretty well to his late 30s,
yeah.
so
So
I mean, that's just how he is. That's all I got for it.
well, and he plays a different style than what Modano did.
Yeah.
Modano was not a net guy. Modano was staying out on the corners, blasting shots away.
Yep.
Joe's getting in there and playing within 6 feet of the net. He's tipping them or, popping rebounds or whatever. That's how he's getting his goals. So he's adjusting his game to himself getting older.
Right. That's something Mo never could do. At least it didn't seem like it to me.
Yeah. So, which I mean, to each their own. I mean, they both have a very different style of play.
Yeah.
I mean, Pavelski, even in his younger days, was not the fastest guy on the ice. Where Mo was very much one of the fastest guys in the league.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. We'll see how much longer he can keep doing this.
Man, I hope he stays for at least another 3 years.
Yeah.
I know I'm probably asking a lot, but I feel like, the way he is with Wyatt, probably anybody else that's in the younger age bracket, I feel like he's a big asset to the team. I really do.
Yeah, he is a tremendous asset for the team. So, and I hope when even when he does decide to to hang him up, that he's kind of treated like Bishop was, where you bring him into the organization and and work with some of these kids, and because there's some players that I think would make tremendous coaches, and I think he's one of them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I got to watch Gretzky when he tried to coach Arizona, and I mean, I didn't think he was that great of a coach. He was a tremendous player, but some guys you can't teach what you have.
Yeah.
Joe is just, I mean, he's got all the tools, but I mean, he's not spectacular at any one thing. He's really, really good at, showing the young guys. I mean, because he's worked with Delandria on doing tips. He's worked with Robo on doing tips. At showing them how to do them and everything. So I just think that I think he would make a tremendous coach. So
He might be one of those guys that if he did stay around here, maybe he would end up with the staff here. That'd be pretty awesome.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I think he'd make a pretty good coach. I mean, you hear about it all the time. Wyatt Johnston, Joe Pavelski live together. He's a chip
mm-hmm.
off the old block, whatever
Yeah,
Razor has said. I mean, when you can just have that skill rub off on you, holy cow.
yeah. Well, and like Wyatt said, he likes to ask questions and soak in as much information as he can get at how to be a better player. You
Mm-hmm.
know, he Wyatt just doesn't seem like he has that attitude of, oh my God, I'm an awesome player, and I'm just going to run out here and dominate. You know, because even in practice, you can see him asking other players, when they're doing something that, you know, I'm sure the conversation is, hey, how are you doing that? Or, how can I do that? Or how can I do it better? You know, so, he doesn't seem like an arrogant player, you know.
You know what? I kind of had this uh, revelation about.
What's that?
Maybe it's wild, maybe it's stupid, but I kind of feel like he's gonna be a Brendan Morrow level player. And to me, like, you've heard him back in the day say he wasn't ever the best on the ice, but he was the hardest working, or something of that nature. You get that vibe from Wyatt, or am I crazy?
Honestly, I think he's already better than Brendan.
Really?
Now, Brendan was extremely physical.
Mm-hmm.
That was his biggest attribute. He could lay the body, he could hit. He had an incredible shot,
Yeah.
but he did not have those sweet hands that, he could dangle in close and, and roof it on somebody, you know. Razor has said that he thinks Wyatt is going to be very much a Patrice Bergeron kind of player. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, so that's somebody very nice to be compared to, you know,
Yeah.
because he's a very defensive player. He's hard back on the puck. He's a defensive forward, but he's very, he has a very offensive mind to him also. So
Mm-hmm.
so he's very much a 200-foot player, you know. I mean, Tyler used to be basically a 100-foot player in the attack zone, and then that was the one thing I can say Hitchcock did best for this team on his second run is he
Mm-hmm.
got Tyler to play a 200-foot game.
Yeah.
Because Tyler's coming back and he's getting into things, and he's making a mess of the other team, and being a defensive forward also. So
All things you never would have seen 19-year-old Tyler Seguin do.
no. Well, I mean, even the first couple of years that he was here,
Yeah.
where Jamie was still wet behind the ears himself, and but he had that physical side to him because he got to play with Brendan for a while. So because I don't think Tyler ever I don't think he ever played with Merle.
No, he didn't.
So
Oh man.
where Jamie got to play with Brendan, and I think he got to play with Madonna before he left, right? I think maybe
Mm,
1 year. I don't remember. That was too far ago. I wasn't living up here then, so
that's wild.
I didn't get as good a coverage of the Stars down in Corpus. So,
Mm,
but
you didn't know me. I post every little thing.
well, that was almost before really the internet.
Dang.
Before the podcast and stuff came about.
Yes, sir.
You might have been still writing on paper. So, but
I'm
yeah,
getting
no, I
too
think I
old.
think Wyatt's going to slowly grow into I mean, he's already a tremendous player, but
He is.
he's gonna get way better, even than what we're seeing right now, which is which is hard to believe that that this is 19 or 20-year-old kid is doing what he's doing, you know. So
Oh shoot, yeah. I mean, how often have the Stars had that luck though? Like where a 19 or 20-year-old kid's just, you know, blazing his own little trail.
Yeah, not probably since Madonna.
That's the only guy I can think of just off the top of the head. Mike Madonna.
Yep.
And here's Wyatt Johnston. He's getting compared to Patrice Bergeron already.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Oh, I mean, you look at Miro. Miro was being, uh, compared to Nicholas Lindstrom by by Yuri Letnin.
Oh shoot, he was.
He said that's how he skates. So,
Yeah, he's not wrong either. I could see it.
so
It's definitely a young man's game now.
oh yeah. But
Man.
it's kind of nice that I love that Yuri is still you know he's still in good enough relations with the team, and he'll pick up that phone and call Neil and be like, "Hey, you've really got to take a look at this guy."
Hmm. That's
Here,
another guy I think would be awesome at coaching.
yeah.
Just well, okay, scouting
Oh,
because of what you
scouting. I
said.
mean, he's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Is he a scout for us, or does he just throw information out now and again?
Uh, I don't know if if he's an official scout. I mean, he's I know he's affiliated with the Finnish, Olympic team or whatever. Uh,
Yeah,
so
the Finnish national team.
yeah, maybe yeah, that's it, I think. So, but I don't know if he is actually still affiliated with the Stars.
They're
So
missing out if he's not because Miro. Oh wow.
yeah. Well, I know like Peverly is still with the team,
Hmm.
in some form, and then Bishop. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to ask that sometime if I could ever, because I see Neil when we go up to practice and everything, and I mean, if you say hi to him, he'll stop and talk to you, you know. Um, so
Oh
whether he would tell you anything, but I mean, I'm sure, if you asked him that, hey, Yuri Letnin, does he scout for us, or what is his you know deal with the
man.
team? So
Yeah, I'd be curious to know because he that's a big tip, Miro.
yeah,
Like, what else can you give us, dude?
yeah. I'm looking at his record right now. Um, I believe he is from same place as Miro, Espoo, Finland.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think that's where Miro's from.
Wow. Oh, well, no wonder they know each other then.
Yeah, he may have watched him grow up.
Oh shoot. There's a new twist on things I didn't think about. All right.
Yep, they're from the same hometown.
That's awesome. That really is. Okay, so there's stuff going on there that we don't even know about. Got it.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know, man. What about the next couple of games that we got going on? What's your feeling?
Oh, let's see. Who do we got? I know we got Colorado coming up.
Mm-hmm. In New York.
That's
Is it New
gonna
York?
that's gonna be a tough stretch of games.
How you liking our chances?
I think we stand up pretty well against any of those teams. Um, we've got to be spot on. We can't make mistakes.
Right.
So,
Got Colorado, New York, and Vegas. Did I read that right?
yep. And then after Thanksgiving, we have Calgary,
Oh my gosh.
and then they go back out on the road for 2 games. So
Ooh.
they go to Winnipeg and then back to Calgary. So we're going to play Calgary 3 times in a month, and then I don't think we see them again um, for the rest of the season. Yep.
That is correct. Holy cow. And then you got Tampa Bay in that on December 2nd.
Yeah.
This next stretch of games is a lot bigger than what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna be good games. You know.
Woo-hoo.
So
There is no room for error in any of those,
no.
though.
If we can take 2 out of 3 of the next 3 games, if we lose to anybody, I'd rather see us lose to New York than the other 2, because then we give up ground.
Yeah. At least if they lost to New York, it wouldn't be any points that matter. I mean, they all matter, but
Yeah, they all matter, but um,
there's points that you need a little bit more than others.
and which I was totally wrong on the goalies the other night. I figured Wedge would be in goal, and turns out it was Otter. So
That's what's kind of got my head spinning. Like, okay, you've already played Otter. What's next? Are you gonna give Wedgwood, Colorado?
I doubt it. I bet they go with Jake on this one, and then go with Wedge on Monday for New York. Because then you've only got 1 day in between games,
Oh yeah,
and then they might go um, Otter against Vegas, and then maybe go Wedgwood. You know, give him 2 out of those 4 games. Or if he plays really, really good and he's not tested a whole lot, then you know he's got a day off and he's got a little holiday in there. Then you know bring him back in and run him against Calgary again.
I'm
So
glad that's not my job. Yikes.
yeah, no, that's all Coach D on that one.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank God for Coach DeBoer.
yeah. I mean he's done well with them so far this year. So
It's crazy. Their record is right around the same as last year around this time too.
yeah.
What in the world?
Well, I'm not gonna gripe. So
Yeah, no, we'd be stupid to gripe about it.
because even the games that we've lost, you know, other than the shutout, we haven't been blown out by anybody.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we lost to Boston 3-2. So and then 2-0. So you know, so it's not like we've gotten our ass kicked by a whole bunch of people. I mean, now we did lose 4-1 versus Montreal or Toronto.
But that's Toronto, though. They tend to mop the floor with us, at least as of late.
Yeah.
So it's coming. It's just a matter of how much.
Oh yeah. Well, they're kind of like the Stars. They have so many different guys that can hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Where, Colorado, you've got McCarr, McKinnon, Rantanen. That's pretty much their threat. Because everybody else they're kind of normal guys.
Yeah.
There's no superstar standouts. But, Toronto, you've got Marner, you've got Tavares, you've got Matthews, and then a slew of younger guys that are, fast and hungry and, so, but, it's we're going to get everybody's A game this year, no matter what, because of how far we went in the playoffs this last year. You know, so
That's a good thing too, because like
yeah,
it helps their confidence. It helps I guess it helps them learn, for lack of a better way of putting it. And all they have to do from last year is overcome Vegas,
yeah,
or well, whoever's in that round. But to me, my mission would be, all right, well, we need to beat the Cup champs. Once you got that done, the world is yours.
yeah,
So that may be what their mindset is anyway. I don't know. It just feels like a different team, and they've only subtracted a few guys.
yeah, and they weren't, super key players.
No, it's crazy to me. The saying, what is it? Addition by subtraction.
Yeah,
It's crazy how much I see that in this team. Like, you lose Glendening, you get Duchesne.
yeah.
How in the world? How in the world did that happen? And like, what's gonna happen next?
I mean, there's still speculations that some people are, because there's been rumors from some players that are demanding trades, because they're on a crappy team right now, and so you know who's to say this group of guys is going to be the same group of guys we have at the end of the season. So
I think if you trade anybody from this group of guys, I think you might have a head issue.
well, it depends on who you look at trading, you know, and how if you do make a trade, does it improve your team? So
But see, do you have anybody in the position though? Like, okay, you have Steele Smith and Delandria. Those guys, in some way, shape, or form, get scratched one for the other, right?
yeah,
So, I mean, to me, that would be the aha moment that you could trade. But do you give up Delandria? Do you give up Steele?
I don't think that you would give up Delandria just because he's too young of a talent right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they looked, they might look at Steele or Smith, as potential trade bait. Um, so, if it came down to it, not saying that, the Stars are even looking at making a trade. Uh,
Right.
there's just, rumors of players from other teams that are having a very bad start to want to get off those teams. Now, of course, Toronto is tied to every single one of those players because Toronto has to, be in the mind and always say, yes, we would love that player to come here, you know, even though, they're setting at 96 million, you know, in the cap world. So they're way over the cap.
Good
And,
grief.
they've got a bunch of money tied up in LTIRs. And so, because, I'm sure that those guys that are sitting on LTIR are going to come back and be ready to go for the playoffs. We all know how that works.
That's why I was trying not to laugh, because the first thought I had was Tampa Bay and Vegas.
Yep. So,
Yeah. I mean, well, I'm in that sense, like, all you have is Smith and Steele, or minor leagues, those guys down in Cedar Park, but I don't think you give up any of those guys either.
no, it's, it might be trading away for for a decent draft pick. But, you know, um, somebody had put up about, and this was on the diehards, um, about trading for Noah Hannafin.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
And this guy was suggesting that we give up 2 first-round draft picks, and I forgot what else all was involved in it. And my comment back to him was, stick with video games,
I saw that.
because there is no way that Jim Nell would give up 2 number 1 draft picks. You know, I mean, granted, this last year, when we didn't have a number 1, because we kept, Lundqvist and we traded it off to the Rangers,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was too hurt by that one, because we would have been so far down the line at picking in the first round.
True.
It's not like there was there was still really good players down there, but I don't think it was anybody that he would have, regrets not getting.
Right.
So
This would be one of those things, and I kind of poked at it. I'm not even sure where I poked at it. Facebook, maybe. I like where this team is at, and I posted the standings. Instagram is what it was.
yeah,
That famous line from Jim Nill. I like where this team is at, dude. I really do.
yeah,
That's crazy, and there's a lot of hype. At least for me, you you're at the top of the standings or near the top where you were last year. It makes you wonder, or in my case, it makes me feel like a little bit of a deja vu type feeling. You know, what are we going to see when the trade deadline does roll around? Are we still going to be near the top? Are we going to be better than the Vegases and Colorados of the world? It's crazy. And to be honest with you, the only team that I really fear, well, I've already said Colorado, but there's Vegas and New York that have me just kind of scratching my chin. And it's not so much of being afraid of them as, well, what are we going to bring against them?
let's see. The Rangers have good players. Rangers have kind of got a good package, because they've got some great forwards, they've got a couple of really good defensemen, and they've got a really good goalie.
Yep.
It's kind of set up the same way the Stars are.
Yeah.
Because with the Stars, you've got, our top 6 is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Our top 9 is, amazing so far. I don't know if they're that deep at forward as what we are. Their defensemen, they've got Fox and Trouba. Which Trouba scares me anytime he's on the ice, just because he's looking to make that freaking big hit that's right there on the edge, of being legal. And, so.
You could also poke fun at it and be like, is that all you're good for?
Well, basically, that really is all, Trouba's good for, is the big hits. He's an okay defenseman. I don't think he's quite in the class that Adam Fox is in.
No.
Adam Fox is an amazing defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, he's already got 3 goals this year, 3 goals, 8 assists. Oh, but he's got a little injury thing next to his face on. Rangers announced that Fox's lower body has been placed on long-term IR. So there frees up some money for them. But that takes him out of the game for next week.
Does it? Oh, sweet.
LTIR. He's got to be on there a while then. So.
Well, that gives us a little bit of space at least.
Yeah. So.
Fox, that boy does not mess around.
Ooh. I guess I should have read this a little bit earlier.
Uh-oh, what do you have?
Shesterkin is he didn't play Thursday night against Minnesota. He's injured.
Hang on, so who's in the pipes for him?
That's their number one. Oh, we might face Jonathan Quick.
Um,
Actually, their Rangers are kind of beat up right now.
yeah, that's gonna be the excuse too if they should happen to lose to Dallas.
So yeah. Yeah, they're kind of beat up right now. Shesterkin's out. Fox is out. Uh, Ryan Lindgren's out. So yeah, they've got a few guys out. So maybe we do stand a chance against them right now, or a better chance.
Yeah, that has me kind of like, I don't want to say salivating, but yeah, I'm like, okay, let's go.
So
That's a little more exciting.
now they are on a 3-game point or a 3-game win streak because they beat Detroit, they beat Minnesota, and they beat Columbus. So they've got New Jersey on the 18th, and then they come to us on the 20th. So they'll come a little rested, but they got to fly here.
Oh, I don't envy that at all.
So yeah, it'll be a good game. Dallas just needs to stay healthy. Don't get anybody hurt. So
And keep playing their own game.
yeah.
That's one thing, like I've told you a million times before, I worry about that. And I'm gonna worry about it until they, show me they don't. I worry about them playing up and down to people.
Yeah, they don't need to play um, down to their opponents. So
That's probably what happened to Arizona. I mean, I can't say it for sure because I didn't watch the whole game, but maybe they just kind of let Arizona hang around. What do you think?
no, I mean the goals that Arizona got, Arizona deserved those. You know, it's not they weren't fluky goals or anything like that. Like I've seen them do before. Um,
Well,
there's
that's good.
a couple of them were breakdowns, on Dallas. Um, the one with Keller. There's only a few guys on the Stars that are going to catch that kid on a flat out rush, and you know when he splits the D and and he's off to the races. Yeah, that's on Otter. Otter's got to be able to stop him. So, but I mean, Keller's an amazing player. I wish he would have, traded out of Arizona and come to Dallas.
Really?
Well, I mean, Dallas could have traded for him and, to get him out of there, but he wanted to stay. So, you know, and now they've got, what is it, Cooley, I think his name is. That
Logan Cooley?
Yeah, Logan Cooley. Yeah, he's an
Mhm.
amazing player. I mean, they have some speed. Those guys are fast,
Yeah.
but they're all under like 25 years old. So, they can all still go. There's not a whole lot of, old farts on that team. So,
Old farts.
it was they earned what they got. They didn't. Yeah, I don't think Dallas was really playing down to them. So
Would you say that there is a couple of games in this part of the schedule thus far that they had played down to anybody? Because
I don't think
it,
so because I mean everybody that they've played have been good teams or they were a good team last year.
Mhm.
You know, um, I mean you look at most of the teams that they've played is there hasn't been, other than Anaheim, there hasn't been any pushovers, you know, because
Well, Columbus was iffy.
yeah, Columbus is iffy, but I mean, Columbus has also got, what is he, the number 3 draft pick, number 2 draft pick, and from last year, the kid that's supposed to, you know, be really, really good,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Yeah, Columbus got a lead on us, but then, you know, then they finally woke up and, you know, just destroyed them for 5-2. But, you know,
Yeah. So there was a little bit of a slow start there.
but I mean, I mean, no real teams that, other than maybe Philadelphia. Philadelphia's kind, they're kind of on an entire rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
But even Anaheim, I mean, we beat Anaheim 3-2. So, yeah. But no, I don't think they've really played down to anyone. So, I mean, because
Well,
every team in the league, they've got good players, so it's not like, oh, we're going to go over here and play the farm club team, and we
yeah.
should just destroy them. So, let's work half as hard, as what we usually do. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. Now, I mean, anybody can beat anybody on any given night. I mean,
Yeah. For
there's
sure.
there's just been, I mean, what was it? Anaheim beat Vegas, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so,
San Jose beat somebody big too for their first win of the season.
oh, really?
Yeah, I think it might have been, who was it? Was that Vegas too?
Let's go back and look at their schedule.
But San Jose was 0 and forever before
Well,
that.
San Jose, their first two wins have been against Philadelphia and Edmonton.
Edmonton, that's what it was.
No, Vancouver beat them. Oh, Jesus. They've been beat twice by 10. Vancouver beat them 10-1. 2 days later, Pittsburgh beat them 10-2.
Wow. So they gave up 20 goals in 2 games.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Vegas beat them 5-0. Anaheim beat them 4-1. Florida just beat them Tuesday night 5-3.
Well, that's questionable.
Yeah. It's like, who could we get out of there?
Right?
Because you guys are already going to be sellers,
They should probably start selling next week the way they're going. Jeez.
Jeez, they're beat up too.
So here's the thing for you. I kind of go through NHL Trade Rumors, that website, and I keep seeing Dumba. Do you go after Dumba if you're Jim Nell, or do you let it go?
I think you let it go.
I don't see how A, you could fit him in that lineup, and B, the money thing.
Yeah, well, the money thing is the biggest part of it.
You don't have any space for him in the lineup.
Yeah, because if then you've got to trade off an active player
Mm-hmm.
because you need their money to go away.
Right.
So
same thing with oh, no. I'm not going to continue on with that thought. How about this? I see a whole lot of no's when this player's mentioned. What about Kiefer Bellows?
I didn't even know he was still playing. Who's he playing for?
He's not that I know of. He's a UFA right now.
Oh, so he's not playing for anybody?
Mm-mm.
No, he ain't getting picked up.
No?
No. Why would you pick up a guy that's not even playing? I mean, not unless you're as the name of Patrick Kane, where you know what you're getting, you know what his track record is, you know what his scoring is. Kiefer Bellows has only been in the league what 3-4 years maybe.
Yeah, short time. I still wouldn't pick up Patrick Kane off the street either.
Oh, I would.
Really?
Oh yeah.
But why? He has no concrete proof that he can be the same player he was. He's not playing.
Just his pedigree at what he has done. That's how these guys get paid, from what they have done.
That's such a Dallas Cowboys thing to do.
No, but it's true. That's how they get a big contract.
Yeah.
Even last year, Kane having a crappy year with the Rangers, he still scored.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, what did he score last year? Come on, give me some. He still, even last year. Let's see. So 22. No, that's still with. He played. Okay, never mind. So even in 19 games with the Rangers, he still put up 12 points in 19 games. Before he got traded from Chicago, he put up 45 points. So he still put up 57 points, in 19 games for the Rangers and 54 for Chicago. So, and that's when he was skating with a bum hip.
See, that bum hip is the question mark to me. Because, I mean, I don't want to take this to the football discussion, but there's a certain football player that approaches the league, team by team, going, "Oh, I haven't been in the league for like 8 years, whatever it's been. I can still play. I could be your starter." No,
Well,
show me.
That's because he took a knee.
Yeah, that's exactly who I'm talking about. And he's like, "I can still play, dude. You haven't been in the league in 5 years. Show me." Whatever it's been.
Yeah,
That
but Kane's only missed the summertime. Now they got popped out of the playoffs in the first round by New Jersey. So he's had what, 5.5 months to heal up, and
yeah.
Jamie had the same surgery.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing fine too. You're right.
And I think Patrick's was only, I think they resurfaced his hip or something. I don't think it wasn't like it was a hip replacement. So
Like Undertaker had.
yeah, well, all those old guys, that's from getting slammed on those hips for 25 years.
Which hockey players do in a sense.
Well, they don't take that quite that kind of abuse,
No.
But if Kane came in, if they somehow could, pick him up, and if he came in at a cheap price, yeah, I would take a run at him. I'd rather have him I'd rather have him here than have him in Toronto or Colorado.
Oh, him on Colorado, dude. Ouch.
Yep.
That would be the end of our season, I feel like. We'd be chasing them.
So when he played 73 games last year, he had 57 points. Not bad.
No,
That
not
would
at all.
put him what, top 5 in our team as far as points,
Yeah, true.
because the only ones that scored, relatively high was, of course, Rope, Pavs, Jamie. Even Wyatt was still, I think he had 30-ish points last year. So, that would still put him very, very high up into our scoring race, you know. So
Oh,
it wouldn't be a bad thing if,
you.
if he was here. Now there's people that don't like him because of his, some of the off ice stuff, and allegations and,
Yeah,
everything, which, everybody has the right to their opinion. But when it comes down to it, none of us have a say.
right.
If Neil thinks he's doing that, best for the team,
He's
you know,
gonna do it.
they're going to do it. I mean,
Hmm.
case in point, back when another GM was in charge and they brought in Sean Avery, you know, he was the biggest DB in the league, still is. Um, and, he stayed here for a short amount of time, but, I didn't see and hear people screaming about that, you know,
No, they didn't.
you know, and everybody screams that, oh, we need an enforcer. We need a guy that'll, go out there and lay the body and everything. I would absolutely hate it, but I wouldn't be shocked if, if Neil went out and, snagged up Reeves for, the playoffs or something like that, and you'd have the people that would just absolutely love it, and then you'd have the people that would hate it because the guy's he's another tool. So
I feel like you're pointing the finger at me.
no, no, just people in general that, they say they want a certain kind of player, but then when they get that certain kind of player,
They
you know,
don't like them.
yeah,
Yeah.
they don't like what they, like what they bring to the team, I mean, just in case of, when Roussel was here, everybody loved his high energy and fighting and everything until it started costing us games and he stopped producing because he was, you know, worried about fighting everybody or, getting into a scrum. And, Marchman is kind of that same way right now. He's got that uh, reputation to where he gets all the penalties.
Yeah. I've
So,
seen countless comments. Trade Marchman. He's not worth it because this, and that.
yeah.
Like, really?
So,
Well, I mean, that's one reason why, right there, why I would just stand pat. Don't touch the team.
well, I mean, if you can bring in somebody to a certain position that can better, like I still think we can improve on defense. Even though we're second or third in the league right now, on penalty kill and everything, I still think we can improve on defense a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. You
I
know,
don't know how you would though, because you.
you've still got weak links with. Oh, well, I wouldn't say necessarily weak links. Uh, with Henley, um, they're gonna keep running Lundqvist. They're gonna keep running this kid until he either gets better or you know, he has to go back to the press box again. Which I hope they don't do that to him this year
Yeah.
because he's been playing fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, Harley's he still makes some little bonehead moves, but he's still also, in the lines of Lundqvist. He's still very young, so I don't know. Have you heard anything on him from
No,
from the other night when he got pushed into the boards?
No, I have not. Not an email, not a message of any kind. I'd still like to know because I mean that's the only way you could bring anybody in on defense. Like like you said, Lundqvist being set up in the press box isn't going to do him any good.
No.
I mean, you could say the same for Hanley, Harley, and whoever else. Like, if you got them on the ice, they need to be on the ice.
Well, they've got to rotate them in and out just for, um, you know, but they've got to rotate them in and out enough to keep them fresh and everything. They can't go and sit, you know, long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like I wished Wedgwood would have at the beginning of the season. Man, I spent so much time griping about him on the mic and off the mic, and then the other night rolls around and makes me eat my words.
yep, he actually plays really well.
hmm But I think that has to do with the team around him too.
Yeah. Well, any of it is.
Yeah.
So
So. Well, okay. So we got a big game. You said was it Saturday?
yeah,
What's your three keys to victory for this game Saturday?
Miro shutting down McKinnon, or at least slowing him down.
Mm-hmm.
If whoever's in net has got to have a great game because they're going to pepper him from everywhere,
Yep.
and then the guys that you know have recently been Dallas Stars that we're going to be playing against know our tendencies.
Yep.
So
Gonna have to shut them down too.
yeah,
Are those guys all playing major minutes, or I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm curious.
let's see. Let's see what their last game was. So Val is playing so far time on ice about 18 minutes a night.
Wow,
Cogliano about 10 minutes a night.
that's disappointing.
Kiviranta and Olison anywhere from 9.5 to 11 minutes, and Tufty around 12 minutes.
So they are finding good use out of all of those
Yeah,
guys.
they're getting good use out of them. So far, Olison's scored two goals. Kiviranta's got a goal and an assist. Cogliano's got a goal and 3 assists. Val has got 5 goals and 6 assists. Where that production was that last year that he was here.
Didn't he flat out say he got bored or something like that?
Yeah, he said he basically gave up. And that's what turned a lot of fans against him. That
I mean,
he wasn't trying.
if you quit and give up on your regular job, man, you're gonna get fired. So
Yeah.
I can see why people give up on him. That's kind of a little bit disrespectful to the star that you had on your chest.
Yeah.
Mm.
But, it is what it is. He's gone now, so
I wish he would have stayed.
I wish he could have gotten motivated.
Yeah. Like that was the only way he could have stayed, and if he had stayed, we could have that production right now in our lineup.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like he didn't. He may say that he kind of gave up, but he was still getting shots on goal, and he was still getting nice shots on goal. He just couldn't beat anybody.
Yeah.
So, but
Eh. Could you imagine him on this team this year, though?
I,
Yeesh.
I would just, I'd like his size on this team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which our size is not bad, you know, because Duchesne is not a small guy. Yeah.
No.
Um, so,
But I do feel like that is kind of what you're missing too, because sometimes they do get pushed around pretty easily. It's rare,
yeah,
yes, but somebody from Vegas, for example, could probably mow down anybody they wanted, with the exception of, like you said, Duchesne, maybe Jamie.
yeah.
I don't feel like a Wyatt Johnston would stand a chance if he was to get hit. I'm probably wrong.
I mean, Wyatt played and he stood up nice against Vegas. I mean, I don't think any of our guys are pushovers to
Right.
them. So we've got to get our game going against them, and we had it last year, and I mean we damn near had it this year.
Yeah,
So
that's part of the reason why I believe that the season feels different. And I saw somebody that I know comment that they have the best chance of doing the Stanley Cup thing this year, more so than any other year in like the recent past. But I am so afraid to say that because I don't want to jinx it.
yeah,
Like Duchesne being here and he's getting fired up, Wyatt Johnston doing Wyatt Johnston things with Pavelski, like it feels like it could be big. But if you start counting your chickens before they hatch, somebody gets hurt, there goes your season.
yeah. Well, and this year we're deeper at the backup roles than we have been in a very long time.
True.
Because if we have somebody get hurt and then you go in and bring up a Maverick Bork or you bring in Logan Stankoven or somebody on defense, you bring up Petrovic, you've got some pretty deep players back there,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, it'll
Yeah,
it'll
maybe.
be it'll be interesting to see. I hope we don't have any big injuries where we have to bring someone up and everything, but if it
That'd be
happens,
nice.
I feel better about it, you know, this year and last year than what I have in a very long time.
Yeah, solid point. We haven't had. Have we ever had a season where everybody stayed healthy?
Last year, I think, was probably about our healthiest season that we've had in a long time.
Yeah, I think so too.
So,
Yeah, well, I mean, time will tell, and we'll be on this show talking about it too.
oh yeah, yeah, because I mean, we still got a very long way to go, and but I think that the experience that some of the young guys are getting down in Cedar Park right now is going to be super valuable for us, later down the line,
Mm-hmm.
when someone has to get called up.
Yeah, you're right.
So that way it's not a kick in the head to, get these guys going, or they're so nervous that, that they don't know what to do, because the game is so much faster up here. And so, but
You'd almost feel like, well, I mean, obviously we do as fans, but you almost feel like that maybe the Texas Stars down there being in the big games, like for the Calder Cup, you almost feel like maybe that would help them up here,
oh yeah,
or like, because that's a pressure situation down there too.
oh yeah,
Big game,
yeah,
big time. Maybe they'll do that this year.
yeah.
That would be nice.
Well, I mean, you go back and look at that group that won the Calder Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Good portion of those guys are still here.
Oh, they are, aren't they?
You've got, I think Foxa was down there. I think, well, of course, Alexiak is gone, but
Yep.
I believe Rope was down there. I think Lindell was down there at the time.
Oh my, I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So, I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of guys that we lost off that group. So,
Well, that's good then.
so
He's got 13 points, Rupe. 6 goals, 7 assists. I'm looking at his career. I'm trying to anyway.
yeah.
Man. Oh, it doesn't tell you when he was in the AHL on ESPN. Oops. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just curious.
you can probably look it up on Google and it'll
Yeah.
or stat something. So
Oh, he did. He spent 2 seasons
yeah,
off and on, that is, in the AHL.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Because remember he got bounced around back and forth because he would come up and play 2 or 3 really really good games, and then he'd have a bad game, and Bones would send him back down, or Montgomery would send him back down. One of those two coaches, and then he would come back up and he would play really really well, and so
Kind of starting off like Gurianov was for a while.
yeah. Just got his confident. It's got to be a confidence thing.
Mm.
That you can actually play up here with these guys and everything.
And what
But
better way to do it if you're on the same Lions or thereabouts with the guys that you played down in the AHL?
mm-hmm.
That's a good deal. I'm getting tongue tied. Holy moly! I don't know, man. But yeah, big stretch of games coming up, and it's gonna be exciting. And at this point, I don't know what to talk about anymore. I'm kind of rambling. What you got?
Yeah,
Anything?
yeah, I'm about done. Yeah,
Well,
I think these next 4 games up until the game after Thanksgiving, I think these are definitely crucial games. We got to get at least two to three out of the 4 of before you know. I think the Rangers are the only ones that we can afford to lose to. Can't afford to lose to Colorado. Can't afford to lose to Vegas again. So
no, because if you lose to Vegas, they go one more step above you.
yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
So I think we can hang with any of the 4 teams that I mean, we've already beaten Calgary already.
Yep.
So we know what they're all about. We almost beat Vegas. So, but the Rangers we haven't seen, and of course Colorado we haven't seen except for preseason, and their lineup has changed a lot since preseason. So
Yeah, the Dallas Stars North.
yeah, basically, yeah, the northern division. So,
The Super
but,
NHL Dallas Stars.
but yeah, like I said, I think if we can take at least 3 out of 4, I would be happy. So, and then just keep plugging along.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there. I hope and pray they come out guns blazing against Colorado. I really do. Vegas, I hope they kind of smack around a little bit, but New York, New York is the one I'm not sure about because they kind of strike me as this club that no matter who's hurt, somebody else can plug in and they
Yeah.
can, they'll be off and running again.
Well, I do kind of worry about Quick because, Quick has played well against us before,
Mm-hmm.
you even in LA and even I think we faced him once when he played in Vegas. And
Mm-hmm.
Quick is he's either lights out or he's letting in everything, So, but I think we'll do well against most of these teams. So I don't think there's going to be any big blowouts or anything like that. So
Should we knock wood there?
yeah. So
Hey, he did it for me. I
yep.
love this dude. He has my back.
Well, I'm sitting at a wooden desk, so
I mean, the closest thing I had is, yeah, the wall. So that wouldn't bode well. You'd hear yappy yappy and squawking parrot.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you don't want to get anything barking in here because they don't shut up. All right, well, I mean, you got anything else?
I think I'm good tonight.
Think you're good? I think I'm good. I don't know what else to say. At this point, I'm just excited to see the Stars play again, and
Yep.
that's one Dallas team I can actually cheer on and kind of have a good idea of what's coming.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I just think it's going to be it's going to be a fun next week.
True. I'll tell you this with the Thanksgiving thing happening and, the family stuff coming up, I'm more excited about the hockey than I am the football.
Yeah.
And I'm just as much a football fan as I am hockey.
What? You don't want to watch Dolly Parton on the halftime show at Jerry World?
I will be being chased around by a 4-year-old who likes to ask me what it was like when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Yeah, well, as long as you don't run over them. I'm hoping you have better control of that chair now. So
oh, you gonna bring the wall up again? Oh, come
yeah,
on.
hopefully you've got better control of it now. So
The parrot doesn't seem to think so. She
oh really?
flinches every time I go near her. Yeah. She flapped her wings so hard one time she nearly fell on her floor. She's like, "Oh shoot!" I don't blame her one bit. That's the funny part. All right. Well, I don't know what else to say. I know we do
I
have
think,
a, huh?
I think we're good for tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. Like we said, big important stretch. Do you
Yep.
feel like any of them are must wins?
I think they're all must wins. I think that's kind of the mindset that DeBoer is getting into these guys now. It's you want to win everything.
Mm,
Especially now you get in and win if you get in and win a big stretch of games like we're on a 4-game point streak, you know, that gives us a little cushion if we need it and if we stumble or somebody gets hurt or something.
true.
So,
That was that was going to be one of the points that I was going to throw at you too. Are any of them a must win? Because I feel like they all should be, and if they're not, you don't belong up there.
yeah.
So yeah, gonna be fun. I hope I can get you on a few more times as the stretch of games continues.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll be around cuz I'm off all next week, so
Oh, are you?
yeah. Kids are out of school. I'm off work.
Ooh, time to bother Weldon every freaking day.
Yeah. So,
He's not bothered at all. I like it. He's
nope,
like, yeah.
not bothered at all. I'll be sitting here on the computer most of the time anyway. If I get to go to practice, that'll be a bonus. But so
Oh
because
my gosh. Okay.
because
I
if I
have an
get to
idea.
because if I get to go to practice, I'll be hauling a couple of sticks up there with me, and maybe try to get signed. So
That's awesome. I'm so jealous. Oh,
I still need to get my my Wedgwood stick done up. So because I've got one of his brand new sticks, but um, I'd like to get it taped up.
how did you get that stick? Was it given to you, or do you have to buy it?
No, I bought it. I bought it at one of the locker room sales.
Oh, I thought maybe they give you the stick sometimes too.
No, now with Jake, the stick that he gave me, I made a trade with him.
Oh,
So he is a big Minnesota Vikings fan,
poor guy.
and yeah, um, so you know the blankets that I make.
Yeah.
I made
Oh,
I made a huge one for him that's about oh probably 8.5 feet long. It's very big, very long, and had it in a bag. And I asked him, I was like, I would love to get one of your sticks. I said, would you make a trade? And I showed him the blanket, and his exact words were, hell yeah. So he gave me the stick that he had been practicing with, and which I'm sure is probably a game stick somewhere down the line. Um, Gave that to me, signed it, and then I had one of his blackout sticks that I had bought from the um, the locker room sale also. And I asked him, I said, "Would you tape this one up for me like you would use it in a game?" I said, "I love this stick," and he's like, "I like the stick." He goes, there was just too much black on it.
hmm.
So, and he wouldn't say if oh hell, what was the goalie's name from last year that we got from Washington? Um,
Holtby.
Holtby. He wouldn't say if Holtby, because then I had his name in my head, and I was like, yeah, the rumor has it that Holtby kind of drove you away from the black stick and the black pads, and he's like, well, I wouldn't say that. So he wouldn't, deny it, and he wouldn't accept it, it saying that Holtby was the one that pushed him away from it. So he just said he wasn't comfortable in the black pads. So,
Interesting.
so, and I did put that question out about the neck guards that we were talking about.
Hmm.
I haven't gotten a response from him yet.
I'm asking people around too, and yeah, I'm getting the cold shoulder. Well, they're
He
probably busy.
he has seen it. He just hasn't responded. So I don't know if he's going to respond on that.
That might be a safe bet that they won't or he won't.
Yeah. So, but anyway, if he does, I'll let you know, and we can talk about. We won't ever give a name away, but um, so
Yeah, that'd be good to
because
know.
I see that some of the Texas Stars are wearing them now.
Good.
Seen some, they've Texas Stars posted up, and I think even some members of the diehards posted up. We're seeing more neck guards now. So
Good. I like that. Be
because
safe.
the NHL would have to vote on that, the Players Association would have to vote on that to make it, make it mandatory. Where the AHL, the owners I think, can vote on that and vote that in. So
Now, can the GMs in the NHL ask their players to wear them? Like, not.
I'm sure they can ask them. I don't think they would be, if they said no, they couldn't do anything about it because of the Players Association,
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
the
So they
Players
can't.
Safety Board or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Mm,
So we'll see. You know,
yeah. Looking forward to hearing about that.
yeah.
Hopefully.
He's being very quiet. He hasn't answered anything from me in a while. He's liked a couple of comments that I've put to him in private messenger. So
That's cool.
so
That's cool as heck. I like that.
because like I asked him one time, I was like, "What is Stankoven's nickname?" I was like, "I know everyone's name gets shortened somehow, and the only thing I can think of with Stankoven is Stanky."
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. I remember you telling me that. Still makes me laugh.
yeah,
Stanky. Jeez. I wouldn't want to be that guy at all.
yeah. So,
I
but
don't
anyway,
stink. All right. Well, I guess on that note, we go ahead and end this. What do
yeah,
you think?
sounds good. We'll touch base in between before the Rangers game.
Oh, heck yeah.
So
And we could even do a post game show at some point if you got the time for it.
you're gonna stay up till 11 o'clock at night?
Nah, I wasn't talking about that night. No.
Well,
My
that's what I
silly
mean.
self is.
Between Avalanche and Rangers, we've got a couple of days, so we'll touch base in between those 2 days and talk about the Colorado game.
There we go. I like that.
So, but all right, man. We'll sign it off.
All right. Well, as usual, Weldon, thank you for your time.
Not a problem.
BS3 Network, thank you for the time on your site. You know, we love it. We love talking hockey. I absolutely love the other dude on the other end of this conversation, even if I'm tongue tied and he's sitting there trying not to laugh at me, probably.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm so tongue tied. All right. Well,
Yeah,
on that note,
it's past your bedtime.
oh, give me a break. It's not even 9 o'clock. All right, Weldon. Well, once again, thank you, and hopefully we'll have you again sooner than later.
Yep, it'll be this weekend sometime.
Oh, heck yeah. All right, I'm game. On that note, we're out of here. Go
All right,
Stars.
man. Go Stars, and we'll see you in a few days.
All right, looking forward to it. Take it easy.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Dallas Stars! 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 Dallas Stars!